Oh my glob. What's up, Wick? Dude, I still got to get that emote done. What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Oh man, we're working for the weekend, baby. We're getting there. We're getting there. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Hope your day is going well, has started well, whatever time it is for you. We're gonna play a little City Skylines today and see how that feels. I've had that game for quite a while, and just gonna do some chill stuff on our way to Scaretober here for the next roughly 9 days. Yeah, I don't know if we'll play City Skylines the entire time, but we'll keep playing some Shatterline too. Keep getting wrecked, probably. If I keep trying snipers, anyways. I am terrible with snipers. But it's good to see you guys. As always, another beautiful day for gaming and video gaming news, man. Let's go ahead and do what we do and get over here and check out what's going on in the industry. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, I'm moving slow this morning. I need lots of Java. Saints Row boss says reboots reception made him sad. Yeah, I kind of like this. Look, what's funny is we got these bad. I was just getting ready to say, this particular news outlet here, Cointelegraph, almost every time I see anything come out of Cointelegraph, I don't dive into it because it always seems like some kind of promotion regarding crypto. Usually it has to do with gaming, but it would be gaming promoting crypto. So an economy based on cryptocurrency, blockchain, Web3, NFTs, play to earn, that kind of thing, which is just bad for the industry. And as far as I'm concerned. And so it's funny that we see this. And then 2 down, we get Game Journalist Survey. 75% say they won't cover blockchain news. So let's read about that. Logitech G launches first ever gaming grade earbud. Let's take a look at that. I don't always dive into every single piece of like peripheral hardware that we see, but there is some stuff that piques my interest. Like, quite often we'll see like HyperX comes out with new model of headset, and I'm not necessarily always going to dive into that stuff, but sometimes I do find some stuff that piques my interest, and I feel like is worth diving into. I think that a good set of earbuds is a nice thing for gamers that are constantly utilizing a headset that might deal with some kind of chronic headache stuff, because I can attest to the fact that I have and do deal with that. And quite often you'll see me wear my headset around my neck, stuff like that. I need to invest in some earbuds because even though my headset's pretty comfortable, it doesn't really matter. If I wake up in the morning and quite often I can wake up and I can tell if wearing my headset is going to kind of lead to me having an issue during the day of dealing with a headache throughout the day. Gamer, what's up, buddy? Yo, 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 dude. And so this kind of thing I think is really neat. Now, I prefer to have my audio wired, but wireless is coming a long ways. And I am interested in diving into grabbing some wireless earbuds for gaming in the future to see how that feels to me, Logitech is also unveiling their cloud platform. Let's take a look at that. Xbox tries to woo PlayStation gamers at Tokyo Game Show. Let's see what's next in this whole debacle, man. We kind of hit on this the other day. I'm not going to dive into what Twitter's trying to do next to their gaming stuff yet. Rude! Pinky, what's up? Yeah, what game is that, gamer? Ooh, it's B-Day Day? Nice, dude. Yeah, I was wondering what was up with the Pinky? Wick? Is that you? Yeah. I can't see you. Is it you? Portal Knights. That sounds really familiar. Yo, happy birthday, dude. Cool. What's Portal Knights, dude? Are you liking it? Nice. Thanks, Wick. Kappa, bro. Kappa.
Feast your eyes on our newest playable class, the shape-shifting druids. Let your wild side loose with the barbarous bear.
It's a bear.
A spine
Using his bare hands.
And a really gross slime.
Ooh. Word, dude. Okay.
Druids aren't the only ones in touch with their inner animal. Meet a new playable race, the ferocious Folk. Join them in 3 action-packed arenas.
Hope it goes well, dude. Whatever's going on, you know.
Sacred relics, the Star Stones. But beware, the enemy's approach is anything but predictable, and each arena has a hard mode that only the most daring souls should attempt. Craft traps and magical bombardments to use to your advantage. Emerge victorious and be rewarded with coins. Good for new weapons, armor, and mythical mounts. All this and more.
I heard of this. I just couldn't picture it.
Expansion. Druids, Furfolk, and relic defense.
Yeah, 2017. I knew it had been out for a while.
Want more?
Oh, it's on sale right now too. Huh?
With the Portal Knights free mount
Okay.
update.
Shush. Tutor orcs must die. Yeah, basically. That's what it looks like. Yo, I actually heard this morning that Twitch, and I haven't seen anything official, but I heard that Twitch has officially banned gambling on their platform. Okay. I recall you having some issues, yeah. Yeah. Dude, yeah, that's terrible, gamer. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I hope you get everything sorted out, man. I know you've been dealing with that for a while. That sucks, buddy. I feel for you. I hope they figure something out, man. Yeah. Let's while we're on that topic, let's just go ahead and pull this up. Yeah, that's been talked about for a while. Here's what I find funny. Yo, what is going on, dude? Gambling ban is pretty cool in your opinion. Here's the thing that I find kind of funny about it. So, we'll just go ahead and address this outside of the rest of the video gaming news because this isn't necessarily video gaming, but Twitch inherently is the platform we're on. It's big news for this platform, and it's something we've been talking about here recently because there's been a lot of drama going on regarding gambling in the past and especially right now on this platform. So, looks like Twitch is banning major gambling websites in October. Well, ban websites that feature slots, roulette, and dice games unlicensed in the U.S. So I think that's a big deal right there. Nice, dude. GG's, Wick. You're rich, bro. Unlicensed in the U.S. is a big fine print thing there, I think. Twitch has announced a significant change to its policy amidst rising concerns about the presence of gambling streams on the platform. On Twitter, Twitch said it will be prohibiting the streaming of gambling websites that feature slots, roulette, and dice games unlicensed in the U.S. and other regions that provide sufficient consumer protection. Policy change will take effect on October 18th, and Twitch promises to release the full policy language and more details before that date. Never mind, he said. Gambling sucks. So far, the list of banned sites includes some of the most well-known ones out there, including Stake.com, Rollbit.com, Duelbits.com, and Rubit.com. Not a surprise that you could already find plenty of streams on Twitch with gambling content from those domains. Twitch says it may identify others going forward, so the list of banned websites will likely grow longer. The website will continue allowing websites. So Twitch will continue allowing websites that focus on certain types of gambling content, though, including sports betting, fantasy sports, and poker. Twitch issued the statement after some of the platform's most popular streamers, including Pokimane and Devin Nash, threatened to boycott it on Christmas week if it doesn't ban gambling streams and sponsorships. They banded together in response to one streamer's admission that he had scammed followers and fellow streamers out of around 200,000 to feed his addiction to Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Look, I've said this the entire time. And it's probably just easier for Twitch to go, we're banning all of it. You know what I mean? That's probably the easier way for them to go about it. So in that respect, I can understand it. Oh yeah, you haven't heard about this, dude? You haven't heard about this? This is huge drama right now. Now what's wild is that this is a very popular streamer. I'll just look. I don't like feeding fuel to the flames or anything. If you know who Slicker is, that's who this is about. Okay, so if you know who Slicker is, a bunch of information came out regarding Slicker, and a bunch of people. I mean, there are even individuals, people that thought they were his friends. Dutch, what's up, buddy? Well, it wasn't a single individual person. That's the thing. Slicker was going around to all these other streamer friends. He had made them feel like they were friends and was feeding them a bunch of kind of false information about how, like, yo, I haven't gotten paid yet from Twitch. Do you mind loaning me some money until they sort out this financial stuff, and then I'll pay you back as soon as I get paid. Yeah, Wick. And I mean, to the extent of somebody gave him like roughly $25,000 to $27,000, which is an insane amount of money as far as I'm concerned to just loan somebody. But you know, and on that note, after all this, and here's the deal, even duped his own mods out of a bunch of money. You know, yeah, duped his own mods out of money, and then the mods took over his Twitch account and basically put a bunch of stuff up on the Twitch account that was like, unfollow this account. This individual is a scam artist, and it's a gambling addiction, dude. Look, we've talked about this a lot in this channel. Look, addiction is addiction, and people will go to great lengths to feed that addiction, whether it be a substance addiction, like drugs or alcohol's a drug too, but quite often they're referred to as different things. And the term drugs is an overarching thing that I don't like to use necessarily, but a substance addiction or something like gambling or what have you. People will, addiction's a terrible thing, and people will go to great lengths to feed that addiction. And it ends up hurting a lot of people. So we talk about it a lot. Yeah, dude, I know. I'm sorry. I try not to. I love you guys, dude. I don't like being away. So, it's like, what's even crazier is that, like, now, yeah, there you go, Pinky. What's even crazier is that, after all this information came out about this individual, there's even some more sketchy information that has come out about some maybe like some accusations about potential sexual assault that happened at a party a while back. Some influential streamers that tried to hush up a smaller streamer about it. There's a bunch of stuff going on right now. I'm not gonna get into it. I don't like feeding drama, dude. It's not me. I know that that's a lot of what Twitch feeds on, but dude, I'm not about it, man. It's not my jam. I'm about good vibes, wholesome stuff. I'm not about drama, dude. That's not me. So if you guys need to find out more about it, go look into it, okay? That's all I'll say. What I will say is that addiction is rough. Right? Anybody that has ever dealt with addiction themselves or had to be associated with anybody that was actually dealing with any kind of substantial addiction, it absolutely is a terrible thing to watch people go through. And that's why this entire time that we've been talking about the gambling thing on Twitch and whether it should be banned or not, I'm not even, dude, gambling does not appeal to me, Yo, what's up, Dutch? How are you, man? I'm about doing, hey, yo, I'm OA. I'm about doing what we do. Yeah. I wasn't even about them gambling or like getting rid of gambling as a whole off the site. As far as I'm concerned, people are still going to go find ways to partake in this kind of, activity outside of Twitch if that's what they want to do. Twitch banning it, it's a huge platform and it's very influential, so I understand. My thing was like, they need to keep it to where only people of a certain age can access it. And that's a very hard thing for Twitch to do, right? It's a very hard thing for Twitch to do. So I think the point that they got to was, we'll just ban it all out, Yeah, and dude, I know people that do a lot of gambling, but it's because they have, that extra capital, that cushion, that they're able to go utilize as like their leisure money. And people use their leisure money in different ways. And I think that's the reason that I've talked about as well, that on Twitch as as far as the gambling goes, that's why it's bad for these very, very popular channels that have a whole lot of capital to just spend on gambling. You know what I mean? Because when these young, impressionable minds, these young people get into these streams and they see these big hits, right? They see these big wins on the gambling. It makes them feel like I can do that too. But there's a reason why casinos make a lot of money. Because casinos always win, right? It's the players very, very rarely ever win. And it's a very deep, dark hole for people to get themselves, to jump down into. So, Mamzelle, what's up? Addiction started right there. Gambling in channel right there. What, chat? Oh, what are you going to do, Twitch? No. I might be poking the bear there, huh? So, all in all, look, I don't think that Twitch actually needed to ban gambling as a whole. I think it needed to be regulated to where only people of an adult age, a certain age, could attend or participate in these kinds of channels. And but I think that's just too much of an endeavor that Twitch didn't necessarily want to take on. I think that's really what it was. So here we are, and apparently Twitch is kind of done allowing it. Yeah, won twice this morning. Can't stop me now. Yeah, let's go, dude. Let's go. And that's the big news. Again, look, if you're looking for more of the news on all this drama going, because look, dude, in regards to like, what I'll say is, in regards to this individual that duped all these people out of the 200K and the alleged sexual assault allegations, there's these other big name streamers that kind of tried to potentially help cover it up, maybe. There's a lot of different things going on in that situation. One of these individuals is part of OTK that has been put on leave from the group. So there's a lot of stuff you can go take a look at if you're into all that drama. I don't really care about it. You know what I mean? But if you're interested in all that drama, it's out there. It's out there. So basically the reason that I am aware of this stuff is because I watch a little bit of like Twitch news type of stuff in the mornings whenever I get ready. That's it. But there's some wild stuff going on right now in the world of Twitch. And here's the latest, man. And this is a result of some of it. We'll keep looking for our news articles now. 69-year-old billionaires with 3 universities done, owning both Teslas and VW. Dude, according to Twitch. Right. Yeah. Yeah. yeah, dude. I don't know. Look, I mean, adults, ultimately, they, that's the whole argument the whole time behind, what was quite often seen as gambling mechanics within video games as well, whether it be loot boxes or, things like that are looked at as gambling. It's the big push is for it to at least be kept away from children, to be kept away from the youth, because it is such an incredibly gambling-esque type of mechanic. It can be very addictive, and some people just can't help themselves, right? And even adults can't. But young, impressionable people especially need to be kept away from that stuff until they are a little bit more mature. But adults, man, you can't tell adults how to not spend their money. So that's just the way it is. And sometimes it ends up ruining their lives. My big thing for Twitch was if they weren't going to ban it totally and regulate it to just children, they needed to have support sites available to people. Support options. Let's keep going and see what we can find. Mamzelle, how you feeling today? We've already kind of hit on the new 4000 series cards. This is just what they're bringing to VR and everything. I'm not going to jump into that right now. We'll see more on that in the future, I am sure. Better didn't talk pretty much all day yesterday. Solid. I'm glad you're feeling better. That's good. Marvel Games will not have its own MCU. Let's see what's going on there real quick. All right, Netflix has their new games arriving in October. Look, what are they at? About 30 games at this point? They're saying they're supposed to have 50 games out by the end of the year, right? So they've got roughly 20 games, 20 more games that are supposed to be releasing between now and the end of this calendar year. So let's see what they've got coming out in October. Okay, guys, look. Yeah. This is what I was just talking about. All right. So if you know who Miss Kiff is, um, going on a bender, dude. Let's go. This is what I'm going to do. Look, man, again, I already kind of gave you a TLDR about what's going on Twitch right now with all this situation. And I don't have the details, man. But this is not Twitch news. This is video gaming news. Because we touched on it a little bit, I'm going to grab this article. I'm going to throw it in here for you guys. You pull it up if you want and take a look at it, okay? But this is what I was talking about, right? So Miss Kiff suspended from gaming organization, which is the One True King, right? OTK has put Miss Kiff on leave right now, pending their investigation of this potential cover up of this sexual assault situation. Okay, regarding that's Miss Kiff. If you don't know, very popular streamer on Twitch. Very, very popular. Yeah. So that's all. I mean, if you don't know, then that's cool. Basically, the reason this came up is because of this has been like a whole landslide situation, okay? What we were talking about with the gambling stuff, right? If you didn't catch that just a few minutes ago, there's an individual, another not quite as popular streamer, but a very popular streamer, named Slicker. Goes by the moniker or the name of Slicker. That came out as basically had duped a whole lot of people into loaning them around $200,000. And had never paid it back, lost it all on gambling and stuff. There are a lot of popular streamers such as Ms. Kiff who were trying to come at Twitch and be like, they've been trying to for a long time, get Twitch to ban gambling. This was the latest of a big gambling that kind of escalated this issue, resulted in Twitch currently coming out yesterday and going, we're banning gambling on Twitch, right? Well, with Slicker, all this drama surrounding Slicker with the duping people out of $200K also came to light that Slicker had potentially committed some sexual assault on somebody at a potential party or something that had OTK members there or something. and there was some kind of potential cover up. I don't know. This is all kind of like a trickle down related situation. Random vote time. Let's go. Oh man, we got that non-binary pride, dude. I love the hee hee emote. Beer before liquor, never been slicker. Oh my god, dude. You got letters? Wait, what? Where? Yo, Dutch. You probably need to have better Twitch TV installed, man. Right there. Yeah, you probably need to have better Twitch TV installed. Look at that command that I just pulled up right there. The stream elements just showed. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's why you don't see it. That's why you don't see it. So it's a ton of drama, and if you want to dive into it, dive into it. This is video gaming news. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Okay, let's pivot here. Let's pivot. Yeah, right on. That tube bot, bro. That tube bot. Yeah. Yeah, I've already got something up about that. Yeah, we've talked a lot about the Rockstar. Rockstar got hacked. It wasn't just a leak. They got hacked. A ton of their in development footage of GTA 6 got leaked, as well as the game code got stolen. It's pretty rough. Pretty rough. OA create some Twitch drama, bruh. I wouldn't even know where to begin, dude. I'm so opposed to like drama. It's not my jam, dude. I just I don't know. What's funny is like that's all you ever. I feel like that's all you ever see with a lot of the top streamers. People feed off it. People love it, dude. They love the drama. People love the drama, man. And honestly, like I just don't want to be a part of it, man. I have no kind of. It does not. It has no appeal to me. Being involved in a whole bunch of like high school back and forth cat fight bullcrap between somebody else talking crap. Like, I mean, if that's where people want to get with stuff, I mean, I'm just gonna laugh at them, you know. Streamer refuses to participate in any kind of drama. Easy. There you go. Yeah, dude. I just I find it wild and childish quite often, you know. Now this stuff that's coming up about the whole potential sexual assault cover up, that is terrible. You know, that's terrible stuff right there. And I am sure that it's not only OTK that is investigating the situation. I'm sure Twitch is investigating the situation as we speak as well. That's no bueno, man. Twitch is banning gambling, but it isn't as ironclad as yeah, there's going to be some fine print to this. We'll see exactly. They haven't come out with all their terms and conditions and fine print on what this is going to be yet, but we'll find out soon enough. Filing a complaint? Dude, you were doing good this morning, too. We already read a Monkey Island review. I'm not going to do another one. Dude, everybody's losing. Yo, Pinky started this trend, by the way. You guys can all thank Pinky. It had nothing to do with me prompting him to go all in at any point either. It was all Pinky. Apparently, EA's Iron Man game will tell a new story for Tony Stark. Okay. Oh, dude. Oh, here we go. Fresh alert over violent video games issued. Here we go, man. We talk about this a lot. Let me tell you, everybody's losing, dude. Everybody's losing. You put that Gamba Lost Juju on the Stream Elements bot, dude. Guys, Gotham Knights deliberately includes Nightwing butt shots. Here we go. This is the kind of article we need this morning, you know. Yeah, nice Dutch. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to work my way into catching up on a lot of my content stuff, and I'm gonna get some new stuff set up hopefully for the channel for you guys to use points on different things other than just the gifts and sound alerts. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are kind of really hating on the AI right now. They see what it's about to do. To their job potentials and stuff, man. Insider claims to have seen the working Bloodborne what? Okay, man. Look, Bloodborne is the same thing as like GTA 6. Anything comes out relatively close to having anything to do with Bloodborne, and the gaming industry goes nuts. The gaming world goes nuts because people want a new Bloodborne, whether it be a remake or a remaster for newer consoles, more consoles, or a new iteration of the game. People just want Bloodborne, man. We've talked a lot about PSVR 2. I'm not going to dive into that right now. It looks like it's doing some good stuff. Sucks it's not backwards compatible, but that's PlayStation for you, you know? PlayStation losing popular 2022 console exclusive to Nintendo Switch. Yeah, there's a big price hike on the from the 3000 series graphics cards to the 4000 series. There's a huge price hike. It's pretty insane. All right, let's do with this. Let's just see what we got here. EA's Iron Man game will tell a new story for Tony Stark. EA's upcoming Iron Man game will tell a new story for Tony Stark. It's cold today. Fall weather. Yeah, fall's here, dude. Yep. Yeah. It's actually, dude, it's still been kind of hot for us. Even with like some thunderstorms and raining and stuff, it's still been getting like pretty stupid hot still and getting real humid. But It's definitely starting to cool down. Finally, I think we've got like a high of mid 60s today, low 60s tomorrow, mid 70s through Saturday, and then low 70s Sunday and Monday, dude. That's Fahrenheit, guys, by the way, because, you know, America. You know, EA's upcoming Iron Man game will tell a new story for Tony Stark. It's pretty hard to offer a fresh take on major superheroes given they've been around for decades. I've seen numerous authors create new stories around them and been adapted for the big screen. Not to say there isn't any. Dude, I've got to get the gift stuff figured out. There isn't any originality or new takes. Yeah, we were on a break, dude. Thanks, Dutch. But it's hard to find a new angle while still retaining the core pieces of some of these characters. With that said, games like Marvel Spider-Man have proven it can be done with flying colors. That's a character that has been adapted countless times, yet Insomniac's take felt new and managed to be one of Spidey's best outings. EA is looking to do something similar for its newly announced Iron Man game. In an interview with GamesIndustry.biz, Iron Man video game executive producer Oliver Proux stated that Marvel is pushing EA motive to tell a new story for the Marvel hero and make it its own. In the interview, Marvel Games creative director Bill Roseman noted how he wants to give developers the freedom they want to tell the stories they want to tell, even if that means doing something drastic like blowing up the moon. As of right now, it will likely be a while before we see what the Iron Man game even looks like. It's also not the only Marvel game EA is working on. Yeah, we know. They've got Wolverine. There's also Black Panther and Captain America, Captain Tryhard. You know, sorry, I am not a fan of Captain America, so I don't have the hype. I know people like Captain America. I don't. I just don't see it, man. I am just psyched about. I hope and Insomniac's doing the Wolverine game, so I really hope Wolverine turns out to be really good. I like Wolverine. So, the big takeaway there from that article is, wait, what? Oh, the U.S., yeah. Only place in the world who is weird and uses the imperial system, yeah. Yeah, everything has to be different, you know? Can't use the metric system, can't use Celsius, you know? No kilometers, only miles per hour. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Fresh alert over violent video games issued by Abu Dhabi police. Addiction, aggression, and depression in youth are amongst the consequences, officials warn. Yeah, right. I know, ma'am. So, yeah, I mean, apparently, you know. They're like, this is America, and it's a new world, and it's going to be different, and therefore, we're going to do everything different than every other place in the world and just make it real stupid. Roman numerals in U.S. win? Yeah, let's go. Abu Dhabi police have issued a fresh warning against violent video games. Cautioning parents that the games encourage risky and aggressive behavior among children. Again, we're talking about the police here. Not like any kind of specialist in the field of research regarding psychology or any kind of field that has potentially done any kind of research regarding the potential effects that violent video games might have on people in general, even young people, right? Thanks, Pinky. Hey, man, you guys keep contributing to that totem, baby. This cult's going to grow, you know? We gotta keep getting points to the totem for that orange Kool-Aid, guys. And again, look, this is not the only place in the world that has this kind of issue. This is one of those types of terrible things. The stigma that has surrounded video games and other forms of entertainment for a very long time that has actually been disproven through many, many, many different types and forms of research over the years, is that violent video games, absolutely are not the catalyst behind people performing violent acts. It has been proven. Like, forms of entertainment absolutely having an effect on people's short-term emotional states, right? Short-term. But being the catalyst for people to go out and perform violent acts and things like that, no. There are other underlying issues that are the root cause of people doing those kinds of things. If you look at the population of people in the world that play video games and play violent video games, if that was actually the fact that violent video games were the catalyst behind violent acts, the world would be in absolute anarchy. Everybody would be going out and just committing violent acts on each other all the time, which I know that's the way it seems sometimes because that's what the news reports on all the time, but it would be an absolute state of disarray across the world all the time. It's just because there's so many people that play video games, and so many video games include violence, as do so many other forms of entertainment, right? In a social media alert, the police said that the games played either online or offline also have severe negative effects on children's psychological well-being, including addiction and recklessness. Some children also end up isolated and detached from reality and become open to committing crimes, the officials said. Hold on, Pinky. In the statement, the police warned that children often adopt violence as a means of entertainment because they get desensitized to aggression through gaming. This can lead to them bullying others. Parents must therefore keep a close watch on children's online activities, the police urged. I absolutely agree with that. Parents or guardians of children, whoever that may be, absolutely need to have oversight on what children are being, whatever, not just video games, but whatever kind of activity they're engaged in online. There needs to be oversight in that, right? They must also enforce strict controls on the type of gaming apps children can access, especially as some can promote fear, anxiety, depression, and even hate. After losing my first game in Shatterline, I started working on my 4-year plan. Dude, that's payday. That's payday right there. That's payday. I'm telling you guys, Payday 2 is an amazing game if you've never tried it. It's a really, really fun title to play. They're coming out with Payday 3 at this point, too. But that's literally what that game is about. It's like a 4-player co-op online game. You go around, you'd be robbing banks and robbing armored trucks and stuff, and it's FPS. You get all kinds of different weapons and upgrades and stuff. It's a pretty cool game, man. Pretty cool game. My first time losing Command and Conquer, I murdered 27 multiverses. Oh no! Last year, so growing threat. Recently, a forum in Dubai heard about the risks of online gaming from experts in the field, including how they can be used to spread fear and hate. A forum in Dubai heard about the risks of online gaming. How games can be used. Are they talking about how games can be used to spread fear and hate? While cybercrime officials testified to the low rate of such crimes in the UAE, they nevertheless urged caution and care among parents and guardians. Look, it's not the games themselves that are necessarily... It's the communities, I think, that are the real dangerous part of, because anywhere that that kids can be a part of a engage in interaction with others, especially with what the internet provides us in anonymity, right? There's the potential for impressionable young people to be groomed. And that is terrible and scary. And it can be any kind of online community. But gaming inherently draws a lot of young people to it and is a target for a lot of bad people to go and target these young impressionable people. Last year, Dubai police reported that it had received a complaint about cyberbullying involving a 12-year-old boy who was targeted by his classmates on social media. Yeah, that's nothing new. That's not gaming, though. Cyberbullying is absolutely a thing, and I'm not trying to downplay that. The UAE is known to have one of the fastest growing markets for gaming in the world as a result of the widespread penetration of technology and mobile phones in the country. Games and esports analytics platform Newzoo predicted a compound annual growth rate of 15.1% through 2024 in the Middle East and North Africa region, compared to 10% globally. Again, man, look, you give me some substantial research numbers, something that's a scientifically proven and published through a credible organization, saying that this is absolutely something that is happening, then I'll be much more apt to accept it, right? But it will contrast with what we've already seen with so much research that has said that violent video games are not the catalyst behind this types of behavior. People going out and committing violent acts, right? But I'll be much more apt to throw it in the same bucket, if you will, with those other researchers and their research findings that have what they found in those. But just to have the police come out and be like, hey, it's the video games. Because how often have we seen that in this country as well? Or around the world. Around the world. Video games have been the scapegoat for violent acts forever now. I mean, it's insane. Gotham Knights deliberately includes Nightwing butt shots. Let's go. The upcoming video game, Gotham Knights from WB Games Montreal and Warner Brothers Games, is notable in part because it features 4 playable protagonists in Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, and Robin. It is also notably set after the death of Batman. But one thing fans might notice when the full video game releases is that it also includes deliberate butt shots of Nightwing. You mean wine. Gotcha, dude. That's not just speculation. That's from the developer itself. As part of the new issue of Play Magazine, according to Games Radar, the developer was interviewed about how the game goes about making each playable character distinctly different from the other. All 4 have different gameplay abilities, of course, but it would seem that it goes even further than that, as the game's cutscenes will be different for each as well. That includes the aforementioned butt shots. Quote, I joke, but in Nightwing's version of one of the scenes with Harley Quinn, we have a butt shot because, there's a butt thing for Nightwing out there that we need to appease fans with, stated Wilson Wade, Gotham Knights cinematic director in the magazine feature. If you're somehow not already aware, this isn't something that we just made up. There's a well-documented appreciation for Nightwing's posterior that goes back years. DC Comics itself even celebrated Nightwing's butt just earlier this year. Folks went wild over Nightwing's butt in the Titans TV show back in 2019. Before that, there was much interest in whether the actor Brenton Thwaites had the butt for the role. It's a whole thing, and one that will seemingly continue in Gotham Knights. Broadly speaking, Gotham Knights is now set to release for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on October 21st. The title will no longer be coming out for the older consoles. There are several different versions available to pre-order from $70, feels bad, to $300, wherever such things are sold. trying to make the new norm of games on release be $70, man. I'm not a fan. In this day and age of so many games also having microtransactions or games coming out and then a month and a half to 2 months later having DLC, like it wasn't already available for the game in the first place, and having to pay half the game price then for the DLC that just came out when it was already ready in the first place. There is absolutely, in my mind, and everything I know about what's going on in the industry right now, no need for on-release games to go up by $10. All it's doing, in my mind, is making it even harder for people to get access to the games they want to play. Creating even more of a roadblock through price. Insider claims to have seen the working Bloodborne PC port. Really? There's been a lot of talk recently about how likely a Bloodborne PC port is, and one commentator just weighed in with a bombshell. He's already seen a working port. Will Bloodborne be coming to PC? This has been a question in the works for a long time. There was a lot of conversation over the last week in regards to a PC port for Bloodborne, and Jeff Grubb claimed that the code was just too messy. For any developer to want to go back and untangle it now, we normally take Grubb's word as gospel. But another insider, Lance McDonald, claims to have already seen a working PC port with his own eyes. This is exactly what he wrote. A 60 FPS patch for the PS4 version is 2 lines of code that need changing. Japan Studio had a build of the game that was running on Windows 7 when they were shut down, and Sony likely still has that build sitting in their archives, as well as all the source for it. I've seen it. We're fairly sure he wouldn't lie. This guy is absolutely devoted to Bloodborne. He wrote the unofficial 60 FPS patch. But does it even matter that a third-party port exists if Sony won't touch it? That's sadly what this matter is going to come down to, because sure, it might be possible to get the port working, but it would still take a huge effort to get it packaged and ready for sale. And at this point, is it worth the investment? We still think there are enough Bloodborne fans to make it worth it. Sadly, don't believe Sony or From Software see it that way. Otherwise, this project would have happened years ago. That's wild. When did Bloodborne come out? 2015 for PS4. Two 2009 for PS3. Yo, I actually have the collector's edition of this game packed up in storage, actually, for PS3. I mean, if you think about it, these are very similar titles in regards to the fact that they were PlayStation exclusives, right? And there was a huge ask for both of these games for a long time to either be remade, come to different consoles, come to new consoles, what have you. And finally, after 11 years, Demon Souls came out, right, on PS5. So we're talking 11 years later, it got a remake and finally came out I mean, is Sony just trying to do the same thing? Is that what they're doing? Is Sony just like, because they know the hype beast around this game? Are they just doing everything they can to hold on to it as until they feel like the time is right? That's got to be the play, right? If there's already basically a 60 FPS PC version of this done, are they just going to hold on to this like they did Demon Souls until PS6 comes out or something? And then release it on PS6 and PC at the same time, maybe? Something like that? Who knows? I mean, that's speculation, you know? But kind of weird. Kind of weird. Okay. PlayStation losing popular 2022 console exclusive to Nintendo Switch. PlayStation is going to be losing one of its best console exclusives of 2022 to Switch in just a couple of short months. While PS5 and PS4 owners have already gotten a handful of great exclusives this year, with titles like Ghostwire Tokyo, Horizon Forbidden West, and Gran Turismo 7, it's a game, Gran Turismo 7, by the way. Really disappointed in that title. I didn't even play it because of all the microtransaction bullcrap that I read about it. And I've been a Gran Turismo fan for a long time. It's a game that falls outside of Sony's first-party realm that will now be making the jump to Switch. Announced recently by developer Slowclap, the Kung Fu action game Sifu, now slated to arrive on Switch in November 2022. Originally, Sifu launched on PS5 and PS4 in addition to PC earlier this year and found quite a bit of success. And while many fans on both Xbox and Nintendo platforms have been hoping that it would release on non-PlayStation consoles, it's those on Switch that are now going to be able to experience the title for themselves in the near future. Yeah, Sifu looks cool, man. It's like a roguelike. What was the game that came out before it? The same kind of fighting combat system. Oof, what was the name of that? Perhaps the biggest downside of Sifu coming to Switch is that this version of the game looks pretty rough. Based on the footage of Sifu that has been shown in action in the video above, we'll watch it in a moment. This title seems to have taken quite a dip when it comes to performance and visuals in order to run on the Nintendo console. As everything does that has to be ported over to the Switch that has any kind of decent graphical quality. And while it is to be expected given that the Switch has less power to pull from when compared to the PS5 and PS4, Sifu's nature as a quick-paced action game means that it might not be the most ideal platform to play on. This release of Sifu on Switch also begs the question of whether or not it will eventually release on the Series X and Xbox One. While developer Slowclap hasn't announced any such release plans just yet, Xbox is now notably the only platform that has yet to release the game. Based on previous situations that we've seen that have been similar to this, it seems likely that Sifu will land on Xbox one day, although only time will tell if this is true. Let's see. Dude, Nintendo has got to get some new hardware out. It's got to be in the works. I mean, you know, it's just heard so very, very little about it, and it's overdue. Okay, so Sifu coming to Switch, but I mean, prepare yourselves for the fact that the game is probably not going to be great performance-wise on the Switch. I mean, we're talking about a piece of hardware that came out 6 years ago, yeah? And while it is an amazing, amazing piece of hardware, the Switch is, the console is literally quite groundbreaking in the modern world of consoles to have brought back the relevance of handhelds and to be kind of play a dual role, if you will, as a handheld console and a traditional to be docked and play that role as a traditional console as well is fantastic. But inherently, because it is primarily a mobile console, it does not have the capability of, I feel like lasting quite as long hardware-wise as something like a traditional console will, what they can pack into a traditional console. And even though technology is coming a long ways, and we see how well, you see what the Steam Deck is doing now, right? And that's where the Switch needs to get to, or Nintendo needs to get to with the next iteration of their console, whether it be called the Switch 2 or whatever. I think what they've done with the Switch is amazing, but they need a hardware upgrade drastically, in my opinion. Marvel games will not have its own MCU. Marvel video games will not have their own connected universe like the MCU. Marvel has pioneered something truly unique with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. When Iron Man was released in 2008, not many people knew it was the anchor for what would become an interconnected universe with multiple superheroes. For 4 years, Marvel built up to the Avengers and then continued to expand with new characters such as Spider-Man, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Ant-Man. It has been a roaring success thus far and shows no signs of slowing down, as it has led to some of the most successful films of all time. When Marvel Games started to hone in on more premium games starring its heroes, many wondered if this would all lead to a video game version of the MCU. However, it seems like Marvel is adamantly against the idea. Marvel Game VP and creative director Bill Roseman told GameIndustry.biz that it's not mandating any kind of connected universe, as it wants the studios to have the freedom to tell the stories they want. Okay, I think that's the big thing to take away there. We already know what they're working on for the games, Marvel-wise, so cool. Netflix reveals new games arriving in October of 2022. Yeah, so look, we've been following this. Netflix's subscription service has been taking a pretty big hit. Yeah, there are a lot of other subscription services, streaming platforms for movies and TV nowadays, and Netflix has seen their platform subscriber base dwindle to a decent extent. So what Netflix has done, which many other companies in the realm of media and entertainment have also been trying to do, is pivot into gaming. There's a lot of money to be made in gaming if you can do it well. So Netflix had stated that as of this year, this is their big, venture into gaming this year, and they're going to have 50 games on their platform by the end of this calendar year. And you play these games by having a Netflix subscription. There are no ads in the games. You just have to have their app, and you access the games within their app, right? So at this point, I think there are roughly between 20 to 25 games, and by the end of the year, they're supposed to have a total of 50. As it commonly does, Netflix has officially announced a slate of movies and television series that will be coming to the streaming service, as well as leaving it next month, October. As of late, the monthly slate also includes a list of mobile video games that are set to be added to Netflix. In total, Netflix has teased 3 new video games that are coming in October for mobile users. More specifically, Netflix has revealed that Nailed It, Baking Bash, Spiritfarer, and Hello Kitty Happiness Parade are all set to join the subscription service in the near future. I think the big one there is going to be Spiritfarer. All 3 are notably listed as coming soon with no definite release dates announced. However, while some folks might be keen to play a video game adaptation of the popular Nailed It series, Spiritfarer is definitely the headliner here, as it was well received when it initially released for consoles and PC in 2020. Yep. So nailed it, Baking Dash. Description: calling all home bakers. Host a party for your pals to see who creates the best looking or worst looking cakes in this game based on the hit series. Spiritfarer, you're a fairy master to the great beyond. Build a boat to explore, then care for spirits before releasing them into the afterlife in this moving game. Hello Kitty Happiness Parade. Create a grand spectacle with Hello Kitty and friends. Make new allies and lean on your abilities to avoid traps that can rain on your parade. These are all slated to hit the Netflix app in October on both Android and iOS devices. Yeah, not a definitive date yet, just listed as coming soon, but some point next month, okay? We'll see more, I'm sure. All right, Saints Row boss says reboot's reception made him sad. Aw. I gotta admit, we heard from some other people in the community that had played Saints Row over the years and were not really excited about what they saw coming from the pivot of what the series was doing with the franchise into this new title. And it did not appeal to me either. It looked like a huge just mashup of chaos, and it didn't appeal to me. But that doesn't mean it's not going to appeal to other people. But what we did find is that a lot of people that were playing the game found it to be not a great release. Not a whole lot of fun. Very repetitive gameplay kind of stuff. And let's see what the director has to say here. Saints Row returned to the gaming scene last month, and its reception has let down Volition owner Embrace Group. Saints Row is one of the most beloved franchises in gaming and has long been seen as a direct competitor to Grand Theft Auto. Of course, it doesn't feature quite the same production value of Rockstar's franchise, but it is the closest thing the series has to a rival. Saints Row made a name for itself by embracing a wacky tone and centering around an evolving gang known as the Saints. The series eventually took on the subject of things like superheroes and aliens, making it hard for a fifth game to ever release, as there was no logical next step for the franchise. Earlier this year, the series returned with a reboot simply titled Saints Row. It was unfortunately slammed for its buggy release, lackluster story, and outdated gameplay, and left fans longing for more. The team is still working to fix some bugs, but its legacy is has been a bit tainted. Sorry, that they missed an H there. When speaking to investors, Embracer Group CEO Lars Wingfors spoke about how the reception to the game saddened him, and he had hoped for more from the title. He did express a somewhat positive outlook, noting that the game would make money, though not as much as the company had hoped for. Quote, personally, I had hoped for a greater reception of the game, said Wingfors. It's been a very polarized view. There is a lot of things that could be said and details around it. I'm happy to see a lot of gamers and fans happy. At the same time, I'm a bit sad to see also fans not happy. It's difficult. I think we need to wait until the quarterly report in November to have more details. As of right now, it's unclear what the future of Saints Row looks like. Will there be a sequel? Will Volition try and bring back the OG crew that fans love so much to try and course correct? It's really unknown, but it's hard to imagine that this is how such a big series dies. Yep. Look, I mean, I don't. I definitely think there's something to be said for, the risk versus reward there. There are an amount of titles that have been running for quite a while that I think a lot of people look at and go, meh, because they're just the same thing, basically reskinned in some different environment or whatever. And I think it's appropriate for developers to take a look at some of those long-running series in a way that they can maybe, and especially, in one like we see here with Saints Row, that they hadn't had a game come out in a number of years. It was probably a good point for them to try and pivot the game in a different direction here. But it is definitely a risk versus reward kind of scenario. You've got a fan base there built around what the game has always been, and you could release a game similar to what it's always been and do probably moderately well. Or you can risk revamping this series into something different and hope that it really captures some kind of very unique kind of magic and is able to bring in a lot of those people that loved the series traditionally and a new audience as well. Or it doesn't do very well and, you're going to lose on it. And we've read here recently there are an amount of IPs in the industry that I think a lot of people feel like have become pretty stagnant, that just need a bit of a revamp. But revamps need to be done very carefully, and it's a risky move. It definitely is. Game journalist survey: 75% say they won't cover blockchain games. Game news. Good. Blockchain gaming is exceptionally unpopular among game journalists. According to a survey of 160 writers by video game PR agency Big Game Machine, about 75% of respondents said it is unlikely they will cover blockchain gaming news in the next 6 months to a year. Of course, if they had asked me, I would have said, we cover it. They claim to have sent us a survey, but I don't see it in my inbox. Non-fungible tokens, which use the blockchain's digital ledger to authenticate unique digital items, have proven to be incredibly divisive among gamers and game developers. Team 17 and GSC Game World rolled back their plans to do NFTs after gamers loudly complained on social media. And while game journalists might sit above that fray as objective reporters, that's not what is happening. Instead, game journalists have high animosity for the subject, Big Game Machine said. The game journalists agree with the backlash against NFTs, with only 5% saying it is very likely they will cover blockchain games. The journalists believe their audiences aren't interested or receptive to blockchain game coverage. Others stated a general lack of interest in covering blockchain games, while others were more passionate in the way they expressed their dislike of blockchain games, the report said. In their responses, the game journalists showed their biases toward the status quo. Quote, I've yet to see any legitimate or compelling use for integrating blockchain options in the game, said one game journalist. Another from the survey said, too much all at once. The market is flooded. We don't see much readership on articles about blockchain games. Parroting what game developers who oppose NFTs have said, another game journalist said, quote, blockchain is a solution in search of a problem. It is being touted as a, dude, how do you pronounce it? Panacea? I think something like that. I know what it means. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm a pleb. I'm a language pleb. Sorry. For issues which do not exist and which offer no actual value to the players. Another brought up the environmentally harmful nature of the blockchain, even though Ethereum is moving to proof-of-stake verification and layer 2 chains have reduced the cost of transactions and brought down the environmental side effects of transactions. Staff and freelance journalists from publications including Eurogamer, Kotaku, CNET, and IGN contributed to the survey, with many of them sharing additional context on their answers in the form of comments. My own take is different. I cover blockchain games because one of the lessons of being a business publication covering gaming is that you have to follow the money. See, that's the thing. I'm not even going to read the rest of this. Fine, I get it. Yeah, this is a business journalist. I understand that. Business journalists are going to be following the money. Yeah, look. It's not like there wasn't already a ton of money in the gaming industry, okay? What this pivot is, and I'm not going to read the rest of it. This is a long article. I'll throw the rest of it in here. I read what I needed to read, and I'm not even surprised. The problem here is that the incorporation of, whether you talk about all this stuff that has come, about in the gaming industry at the same time. We're talking about Web3 and blockchain, NFTs, all this stuff being built on crypto economies in these games, and the play to, the play to earn kinds of mechanics and stuff like that. it basically is all taking away what gaming traditionally was meant to be, which is an immersion into a different world to take us away from the stressors and pressures of what life normally is. It gives us a way to become something different for a while, get into a different kind of world and lose ourselves and just have a good time, right? It changes that into a monetary kind of focus, right? Where, especially when you're talking about, I mean, basically all of that is what it turns into, and the reason that the majority of the gaming world and the gaming community aren't embracing it is because what it is being driven is just bottom line. It is just being driven by developers as a way to make more money. There's nothing mutually beneficial about the way this stuff is being incorporated within these. I call it software because it's not necessarily it's software being built around the premise of what video games are to try to make more money, right? So I call it software. I don't necessarily refer to these things as video games because it's not what traditional video games are about. And it gets me heated because that's you've got all these developers that are just so focused on trying to incorporate this way of making more money, more money, more money, more money. Like they're not already sucking a ton of money out of us in the first place with more microtransactions and more DLC. I mean, you name it. It's just kind of incredible. After you're paying, and they're increasing the price of games to $70 a pop out the gate. It's just kind of incredible, Real off-putting, I'll say that. I understand that this individual writing this, whoever it was, is a business journalist. They're going to follow the money. I get that. But it's good to see, and I'm also not surprised that the majority of gaming journalists don't want to have anything to do with it. All right, Logitech G launches the first ever gaming-grade earbud. Huh. Logitech, leading innovator of gaming technologies and gear, today announced the launch of Logitech G Fit's true wireless gaming earbuds, which mold to any ear to create a custom fit using Logitech's patented Lightform technology. Powered by Lightspeed and Bluetooth wireless, Logitech G Fits enabled gaming-grade audio performance on PC, Mac, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and mobile devices. Quote, this is the industry's first custom-fit earbud for gaming. Logitech G-Fits are the first earbuds to feature Lightspeed wireless, giving users pro-grade connection, high-performance audio response, strong connectivity, and a long battery life. Players can connect via Lightspeed to their PC, Mac, PS5, PS4, docked Switch, and Android devices through USB-A or USB-C. With up to 7 hours of listening time and an additional 8 hours with the charging case on Lightspeed, users can play games, music, and movies all day when connected via Bluetooth. They can listen for 10 hours with an additional 12 hours with the charging case. Pretty nice, pretty cool. Nice, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Nice, gamer. Awesome, dude. Like fingerprints, each person's ears are unique. Since most earbuds only come in a few generic sizes, it's nearly impossible to get earbuds that fit perfectly. With Logitech G Fits and its patented Lightform technology, gamers can get a contoured custom fit in 60 seconds. Using Lightform and the Logitech G Fits mobile app will trigger a number of embedded LEDs which will harden the gel-filled tips to the contours of each ear. The custom mold technology provides a comfortable, secure fit that won't fall out and creates a seal that blocks out noise to produce a best-in-class passive sound isolation effect. Wild. These are only going to cost $2,500. It's elegant, probably more like $400 to $500. Its elegant pill-shaped design is available in 2 colors, black or white, fit any style. With gaming-grade performance and innovations, G-Fits is a true wireless earbud option for gamers who prioritize freedom and a perfect fit. They are being unveiled at Logitech's inaugural LogiPlay event. Pricing and availability. Okay, not as much as I suspected. Expected to be available on LogitechG.com and retailers in North America in October for a suggested retail price of $230 USD. Still a chunk of change, but they sound cool. I wonder what the here's the thing. These sound really neat. I'm gonna promote a site for you guys real quick though. Artings. I don't ever hardly I don't purchase things like these earbuds or TVs or monitors or peripherals, what have you, without going and checking some of the ratings on this site. This site is absolutely amazing. I promote it from time to time, but even just go to headphones. They probably don't have any ratings up for these yet, but if you just go in here, you can actually check out reviews. These reviews are very, very detailed as well, okay? And they've got tests in here. You can compare different makes and models to get a side-by-side comparison of if you have a couple of different or a few different picked out that you think you're interested in grabbing, right? Then you can actually just come down and there's some Lightspeed wireless right there. Logitech, those aren't the earbuds, but they're Lightspeed wireless headset. We'll go with some HyperX Cloud 2 wireless, and then you get their verdict, right? And it literally tells you the HyperX Cloud 2 wireless are better wireless gaming headphones than the Logitech. And it tells you why. It shows you reviews, neutral sound, full comparison reviews. This is a really, really cool site, okay? So if you're in the market for certain kinds of peripherals, things like that, hardware, this is a great site to use to find out what kind of experience you're potentially going to get out of that purchase, okay? But those earbuds sound pretty cool. Logitech G elevates game streaming by unveiling cloud-first handheld gaming device. This is them in collaboration with Tencent, right? This is their response to the Steam Deck, I'm pretty sure. Logitech G Cloud Gaming Handheld. They today announced the launch of the much-anticipated Logitech G Cloud Gaming Handheld, a purpose-built game device for cloud gaming. The new device includes precision gaming controls, a full 1080p HD screen, amazing battery life. What is amazing battery life? Give me hours. And a lightweight, sleek form factor that enables players to enjoy libraries of PC and console games from the cloud in a fun new way. Of course, battery life is going to vary across what you're playing and, things like that. The Logitech G Cloud Gaming Handheld was developed in partnership with Tencent, and supports cloud streaming from Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and NVIDIA GeForce Now. Players can also stream local games from an Xbox console and the Xbox app. There's Steam games via Steam Link or download remote play apps, video streaming, and more via the Google Play Store. The G Cloud Gaming Handheld enables gamers to play anywhere with Wi-Fi. Key features include a 12-plus hour battery life and weight of only 463 grams. Again, 12-plus hour battery life is going to depend on how hardware intensive the game you're playing is graphically. Full HD, 1080p HD touchscreen. 60 hertz refresh rate. Precision gaming controls. Performance and feedback rival the best controllers with haptics, gyroscope, and remappable controls. Sustainability. All Logitech G products are certified carbon neutral, meaning that the carbon impact of the product has been reduced to zero due to Logitech's investment in carbon offsetting and removal projects. Packaging of this product is also made from paper sourced from FSC certified forests and other controlled sources. It's going to be unveiled, as well as the earbuds we just talked about, at Logitech's inaugural Logiplay event. Looks like pricing for this is going to be at about $350 US. Expected to be available on LogitechG.com and Amazon and Best Buy in North America. If you pre-order, you can get it for $299 or $300 for a limited time. Okay. I mean, that's a price comparable with the lowest version of the or the entry model of the Steam Deck, right? So keep that in mind. We'll need some reviews on this piece of hardware as well before we get any kind of idea of how nice it is. Last article I have for the day, guys. Let me know if you have anything to add to our news segment for today.
Emotional damage.
What up, buddy? What's up, Syke? How are you, man? Let me know if you have anything to add that I haven't hit on, and we'll address it before we move on to City Skylines for the day, okay? This is just more of this whole, what this is more of the Xbox PlayStation debacle happening over the acquisition of Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard and the mainly Call of Duty title. Xbox wants Japan, but so far it's an unrequited love. U.S. video game console maker Xbox has never made its mark on Japan in terms of sales, but after 2 decades and several missteps, has no plans to give up. Last week, Xbox shared news on upcoming games at the Tokyo Game Show, said that more Asian titles would be added to its subscription service Game Pass over the next year, announced that Deathloop, which was a timed PlayStation exclusive, is available for Xbox as of September 20th, so 2 days ago. The presentation was part of Xbox's broader strategy to woo Asian audiences and capture market share from Japan, a country that has traditionally shied away from its consoles. In 20 years, Xbox sold a total of 2.3 million consoles in Japan. Xbox is betting the company's investment in a slate of Asian titles will pay off and show Xbox is more than just Halo and Forza. Typically, Asian players have preferred to buy PlayStation and Nintendo devices where they can find more Japanese role-playing games and narrative-based games. We're invested in both the depth and breadth of titles that are on our platform, and that's exactly how reputations are built, Bond said. We see that game creators are more willing to take risks because of Game Pass because they actually know that they're going to be more able to find an audience. Someone will fall in love with something that isn't necessarily that big brand name, but is a really, really delightful player experience. Bond is Sarah Bond, Xbox's corporate vice president of game creator experience, okay? She said there are over 250 developers in Japan building over 150 games to date, including titles like Tetris Effect Connected and Craftopia. Those titles will get to live on the Xbox platform, even if many are not exclusives. During the Tokyo Game Show, Xbox announced that pre-existing PlayStation mainstay titles like Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony Anniversary Edition and Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch are now available on Game Pass. It has plans to bring Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes and several Persona titles to Game Pass over the next year. Microsoft noted its current generation of consoles is selling better than previous generations, though it did not share specifics of the sales figures. Bond said the company had reflected upon its past blunders, such as launching the Xbox One console in Japan nearly a year later than other markets. For the Xbox Series X and S console launch in 2020, the company released the new consoles in Japan simultaneously with other parts of the world. The Series X generation is the best-selling one to date, according to Microsoft. Harding Rolls' market research firm found Xbox sold fewer than 100,000 consoles in Japan last year, compared to Sony and Nintendo's combined sales of over 6.7 million. There's quote, there's only so much Microsoft can achieve with its console product strategy in Japan that it underlines why it is seeking to reach gamers across all devices with its cloud gaming strategy. Yeah? Bond said Microsoft's investment into growing its audience in Japan and beyond would take time, for sure. In June, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer acknowledged that Japanese developers don't always come to Xbox, and the company has been working on adding more games from the country, such as the upcoming Persona titles and an unannounced game that Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima is overseeing. Persona game developer Atlas did not respond to a request for comment. Xbox's current business model involves selling its hardware at a loss. And last year in the Epic Games versus Apple trial, Microsoft's corporate vice president of gaming, Lori Wright, testified that the company had never turned a profit selling consoles and instead focuses on selling software and subscriptions. Bond confirmed the model remains the same, even as more game titles get added to Game Pass. This is what they've always done, while currently PlayStation is upping the cost of their PlayStation consoles everywhere in the world except for the US. Kind of wild. The way that the tech giant has an eye on most of Asia and not just Japan. In April, Xbox announced it was launching the PC version of its subscription service in Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. Microsoft's acquisitions of the other studios has aided its Asian ambitions. Bond noted that Deathloop's eventual arrival on Xbox made sense, as the game is made by Bethesda, which was bought by Xbox last year for $7.5 billion. In the same deal, the company also acquired Bethesda's Tango Gameworks, Tokyo-based studio behind Ghostwire Tokyo. Can we say the studio behind The Evil Within? How about that? Ghostwire Tokyo is their more recent game, but The Evil Within, man, let's go. Microsoft's corporate vice president of communications, Frank Shaw, responded to Ryan's statement by saying that it makes zero business sense for Microsoft to remove Call of Duty from PlayStation, given its market-leading console position. Bond said the way Xbox thought about expanding to other markets was by considering how there are over 3 billion gamers, yet only several hundred million consoles. Its approach is to stop focusing on consoles. Quote, what we're really focused on is making it possible for any of the 3 billion gamers to play any game on any device, Bond said when asked if the age-old question, age-old console wars between Xbox and PlayStation would continue. Quote, it could be a console, it could be a PC, it could be a phone, could be a tablet, could be another type of handheld. Yeah, I knew this was going to come up in here about Call of Duty. Now, the downside, again, what we've I didn't think about in the first place, and we've read about here recently, the downside of Call of Duty eventually becoming a proprietary title to only Xbox and PC, potentially, is that Battlefield becomes the mainstay AAA title FPS game, multiplayer competitive FPS game for PlayStation moving forward. And that sets EA up really nicely to not have any competition over there. What I would hope is, even if that is the case, is that Xbox would be like day one release, or Microsoft would be like day one release Call of Duty on Xbox and PC for like the first few months or something, and then allow it to come out on PlayStation, to not allow EA to have such a foothold with Battlefield. God. That is just not what we need in the industry, I don't know. EA, goodness gracious. All right, man. That's what I've got, guys. You're amazing. To everybody that's part of this community, I appreciate you, and especially everybody that was part of this video gaming news segment today. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. On that note, if you're checking out this content on YouTube and you're enjoying it, see what you can do about coming and hanging out with myself and the rest of this amazing community when we go live at 6 o'clock a.m. CST every single day. We start all of our streams out with video gaming news before we hop into our video gaming content, okay? Also, consider hitting that like and subscribe button for me if you wouldn't mind. And other than that, you guys just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we'll check everybody tomorrow for September 23rd's edition of Video Gaming News. All right?